Hi everyone, I'm Luca Verre. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Prophesee. It's a great pleasure and honor to be part of CVPR today, and I'm very excited to join this wonderful lineup of speakers, most of whom I know personally, and who are also striving like me to make the event-based technology a new standard of machine vision and artificial intelligence. So event-based vision has been a popular topic at conferences for many years. CVPR is certainly one of the most representative ones. So we clearly see this interest growing, and the number of papers and this workshop actually at CVPR is also clearly a vindication of this very positive trend. At Prophesee, our mission is to bring the event-based technology from the lab to the market. So we are at the tipping point of this technology paradigm shift, we believe. So from self-driving cars to smart manufacturing to computational imaging, robotics, space exploration, vision restoration, you name them, we see the event-based technology being evaluated and adopted more and more. In this presentation today, I will walk you through some of the market strategy considerations, relying on recent studies from market analysts, in addition to some of our recent key developments on the sensor and software side, which we believe will enable our ecosystem further and our partners to easily develop and integrate a full event-based sensing and processing solution. And in addition, I will share with you some of the key applications we have implemented recently with key customers, which we have announced actually a few months ago, some of them, and some others which are still undisclosed, but which will be released very soon. So let's start with some market considerations. So I'm relying here on a recent report that Yole Development has been publishing last month. Yole is one of the leading market research firms in the semiconductor space. So they have published a new version of the Neuromorphic Computing and Sensing report, which is reconfirming again the aggressive forecast as for the report that Yole published 2 years ago. So according to Yole, we are talking about overall a 20 billion market opportunity in the next decade, penetrating almost 20% of the global edge AI opportunity. Now, if we refer to the neuromorphic vision only, which represent 30–40% of the total neuromorphic AI opportunity, so combining both sensing and processing, then we are talking about a $4 billion opportunity by 2030. The main segments will be mobile with over 60% of market share, followed by industrial and surveillance with 26%, and then automotive and other segment for the remaining 14%. Actually, industrial automation is forecasted to be the first segment to adopt event-based technology, followed by surveillance, IoT, robotics, mobile, and later on in 2025, 2026, also by automotive. Now, many analysts and market research firms have started actually flagging in the reports projections about event-based or neuromorphic technology as one of the key technologies trend for the next decade. So this slide is just a summary of some of the key quotes that Yole, for example, is referring. So Yole is talking about event-based as one of the technologies that will address some of the most important key challenges of AI. Accenture is referring to event-based technology as their actually underlying promise in energy efficiency, low latency, HDR. Recently, ID Tech X was spotting event-based as one of the next key trends in image sensor, and many others, including Gartner, Menalto, et cetera, et cetera. So now let's move to what we do at Prophesee to fully unlock this event-based market opportunity, this 20 billion market opportunity. So at Prophesee, we develop both event-based sensor and software, in addition to development tools such as EVK, DK, so development kit, evaluation kit, camera modules, reference design, etc. So many tools that we provide to our customer to implement a full event-based application. So we have successfully implemented so far 4 sensor generations, each time embedding more and more intelligence down to the pixel in order to make the event data format more suitable for the given processing task. In addition, we are investing massively to equip our Metavision Intelligence software development kit with algo, code samples, turnkey applications, in addition to more and more documentation, technical support, in order to really facilitate the handling of the event-based technology. The effort of pushing this technology out of the lab is, in my opinion, by addressing on one side the complexity of the event data processing, and on the other side, actually, its integration with standard compute platforms, at least in the short term, before moving everything, both sensing and processing, to pure neuromorphic. So in general, I'm convinced that most of the technology revolutions, although they started in the lab or of research institutes or universities, they only enable real industrial innovations once companies actually started embracing this technology. So at Prophesee, we take this as a part of our vision, as well as part of our duties. So we have implemented, as I said, so far, 4 generations of the event-based sensor. So generation 3 is a VGA. It's in mass production and is being deployed since 2 years with industrial automation and machine vision customers. And generation 4 is an HD version co-developed with Sony semiconductor solution, and it's at this stage a test sample. Generation 4 is actually using a BSI 3D stack process, which is enabling now to reduce the silicon area by a factor of 10 compared to the previous Gen 3 generation. So now pixel pitch is down to 4.86 micron, and the fill factor is exceeding 80%. So Gen 4 is representing the most advanced event-based sensor available in the market right now. So we have announced the collaboration with Sony at ISSCC last year. Gen 4 is the smallest pixel and highest HDR event-based sensor available. It's also the result of a very strong and successful collaboration between Prophesee and Sony R&D teams. So we are very excited about this collaboration, as Sony is the leading player in the conventional CIS industry. They have more than 50% of the market share. And the combination of Prophesee event-based technology and Sony's BSI 3D stack technology has led successfully to this really world-class technology achievement. And to me, it's also a significant validation that actually co-innovation between giants and startups can happen, can work, when actually it's based on mutual benefits and really well set, well-defined ground rules and expectations. So together with the sensor activities, we have developed a strong software offer. So our latest release of Metavision SDK combines 95 libraries of computer vision and machine learning, 67 code samples, 11 ready-to-use applications. And these libraries, code samples and applications are part of 6 modules family: machine learning, analytics, calibration, 3D, computer vision, and other core functionalities. The machine learning toolkit, which is now available, includes a very advanced object detector, which was spotlighted at NeurIPS last year. We also included the largest event-based HD dataset, in addition to tools for training, inference, simulation, and other grading features. Lastly, the Metavision software offer also gives access to an open source architecture, which is called OpenEB, which we have released about 2 months ago, with by now more than 250 active users on it. So our intention as a company in the event-based technology field is to favor the adoption of this technology and empower more and more researchers and engineers to get access to state-of-the-art event-based algorithms in the simplest and widest way. So let's also remember that innovation can come from anywhere at any time from actually anyone. So this slide intends just to give you an overview on some of the libraries and applications which are available on Metavision, going from core functionalities such as XYT visualization, data rate visualization, and ultra slow motion, to, for instance, analytics libraries such as high-speed counting or spatter monitoring, or, for example, machine learning tools such as optical flow training and inference, or event simulator, et cetera, et cetera. So very broad, very exhaustive development kit. We have released our Metavision offer at the end of last year, so a bit more than 6 months ago. And since then, we have assisted to really a very strong growth in downloads. So by now, we have more than 1,000 companies that are actively using Metavision Intelligence. And we are planning more and more releases which for the coming months with more and more features available. So stay tuned. I think this is important to actually make the technology easily available to everyone to keep actually researching, inventing on event-based technology. Since the foundation of the company, we have played an enabling role in the ecosystem, evangelizing together with other companies like Innovation, Insightness, Telepixel, the event-based technologies. So it's never easy when you come to the market with a technology which is disrupting the value chain. So you need to help the market to rethink about the value chain and put a new one in place. So today we are very excited to work with a growing numbers of leading companies in the ecosystem, such as Sony, Bosch, Renault-Nissan, Intel. And we are also very excited to support leading research initiatives like the one with DARPA, or research institutions like University of Zurich, Fraunhofer, et cetera, to actually be able to pull together these different pieces of the value chain and deliver then to the customer, to the marketplace, a full solution. So the role of the ecosystem is key, of course, for the commercial success of the event-based technology. So based on our Generation 3, for instance, we have worked with 2 key leading companies, CenturyArcs and Imago, as you can see in the slide, that are industrial camera system companies. So to integrate our technology and provide to the marketplace industry-grade cameras, which are currently being developed, deployed in thousands of machines and manufacturing lines. And we are also preparing our next product generation. So recently we have made available through our website, our evaluation kit version 2, EVK-V2, which is running the HD test sample sensor, which we co-developed with Sony in the past 3 years for early evaluations with customers. So now this is available. So now let's now walk through a few applications to see event-based technology in real life. So let's start with this collaboration, which we have recently announced with Xperi on the world first in-cabin monitoring application running an event-based technology. So in this video, we are showing face detection and tracking, gaze tracking, head pose estimation, and some other driver monitoring features like eye blinking rate and duration, which are used for example, drowsiness detection and attention monitoring. So the video actually shows you strong results under both indoor lighting conditions, we are at about 100 lux, and dark conditions. So actually we are close to 100 millilux. So, and in both cases, actually, we are not using any external infrared projector as typically used in this type of configuration. So actually the low latency performance of the detection and tracking of the event-based sensor in conjunction with this low light situation is actually outperforming standard techniques. In addition, the event-based technology is also unlocking other features, like, for example, saccadic eye movement or micro-expression monitoring. So in a nutshell, the benefit we see are in terms of robust attention tracking. So event-based is very suitable for example, eye blinking, detection, saccadic movement tracking. And actually the nature of the events themselves allows for for an easier generalization of the machine learning models, because the event data are in fact independent from lighting conditions. The second key benefit is about HDR and low light performance. The third one is about the fact that indeed event-based sensor can also be used together with an infrared projector because it is infrared compatible indeed. So in case of extremely dark environment, of course, we can combine the event-based sensor with an infrared projector. And lastly, actually, grayscale images can be reconstructed from events using some special neural network processing in case an image reconstruction is needed, for example, in cases of violations where actually a full image would be necessary. Now, staying in the automotive space, we have recently announced the collaboration with Terranet, which is developing the first event-based LiDAR system for self-driving cars and delivery robots. So Terranet is using actually 3 event-based sensor and a laser scanner with scanning, which is scanning actually very fast the scene, as you can see in the video. So the 3 cameras follow the tip of the beam, and through triangulation, they will easily and with a few millisecond latency generate a 3D voxel flow. So current system works for short mid-range up to 30, 40 meters, enabling a fast and safer car and robots autonomy. Now we're moving to the medical field. We have worked with Cambridge consultants to develop the next generation of cell therapy diagnostic tool for real-time sterility testing. So actually today's state-of-the-art of sterility testing is relying on decades-old microbiology in vitro cultures, which takes typically 1 or 2 weeks. And this, of course, adds substantial and sometimes life-critical delays in the creation of cell therapies. Using Prophesee technology, Cambridge consultant was able to build the world's first real-time automated sterility testing system. So cutting down in fact, the required time from weeks to milliseconds, and this hopefully will help saving lives. A few days ago, we also announced a new collaboration with GenSight Biologics. So GenSight has implemented a vision restoration system using optogenetic therapy. Is really the first case of a partial recovery of visual function. So Nature has actually published this first case. It is a case of a blind patient with late stage of retinitis pigmentosa. So Prophesee technology was embedded by GenSight in a medical device, as you can see in the video, which takes the shape of goggles, sensing the world through the event-based sensor and sending the data through a projector for retinal stimulation. Now, moving to other recent applications, which are still undisclosed, which hopefully we will disclose very soon. So we are working on computational imaging by combining event-based sensor together with frame-based sensor for video and picture deblur. So motion blur is generated by the motion of a target during the exposure time of a regular frame-based sensor. So we are using the event-based data, which typically don't suffer from motion blur due to the fact that pixels have asynchronous per pixel exposure. And therefore, we can correct the motion blur of the regular image sensor, frame-based image sensor, and improve the overall image quality. So this video shows on the left the output of a regular RGB camera. So it's actually a challenging scene as the camera is moving in a moving scenario and lighting conditions are not great. So you can see that there is blur in areas like, for example, the facade of the buildings or the face of the person which is walking towards us, etc., etc. So on the right side, actually, of the video, what we are doing is that we are merging the frame stream you see on the left with the event data stream of our event-based sensor that is put actually side by side. In real time, we produce an improved image quality video as you can observe here. And for example, looking at the facade of the building or at the face of the person, of the pedestrian that is walking towards us. So this is actually very, very promising application in field of mobile and action camera and surveillance. Now, moving to industrial and machine vision application. So let's talk about vibration monitoring. So event-based technology enables the measurement of amplitude and frequency of vibrations of machines. So any machine is vibrating because there is a motor or compressor that is embedded in the machine. So, and actually understanding the evolution of vibrations pattern is a strong way to perform predictive maintenance and reducing the downtime of a machine or of a process. What is actually compelling is the fact that each single pixel of the event-based sensor can deliver the measurement of the vibration frequency and amplitude. So we can measure actually 300,000 independent points at kilohertz and with accuracy which is down to the pixel. So there are no really competing techniques capable to deliver such an holistic vision based on vibration actually analysis. Another very actually important application in machine vision for event-based technology is particle counting and size monitoring. So we can count and measure the size of object moving at very high speed. So the acquisition actually of an event-based camera is naturally acquiring only what is changing. So this provides a native scene segmentation, and actually the time continuous acquisition of events enable object tracking with resolution which are down to the pixel. So as soon as the object moves from one pixel to the adjacent pixel, so we can update our tracking model, providing a very unique accuracy and robustness to occlusions. So we can count for up to 500,000 pixels per second at precision which are exceeding 99%. We see also growing momentum in application of spatter monitoring for welding process and quality management. So here we are in the world of machine tools and metalworking. So thanks to the very low latency detection and HDR of the event-based sensor, we can detect and track small particles that are projected at very high speed and in very extreme lighting conditions, as the laser is used for welding the metal parts, the metal sheets, for example. So monitoring the pattern of the spatters give, of course, a very interesting insight about the welding quality. So we can apply routines of closed feedback loop control to optimize the process, to control, for example, the speed of the laser or the intensity of the laser. And now, lastly, moving to the smart building market, the IoT market. Here we are working with customers to implement smart access control solutions. So the low data rate and sparse information of the event-based sensor enable to track people at very low compute power and cost of the system. In addition, the high time precision allows to avoid blind spot between frame acquisition, between the equivalent of frame acquisition, and this, of course, is important because we can get a much more robust tracking despite occlusions. Now, with these last examples, I hope I gave you a flavor, which is only a partial flavor of what is possible, of what is happening, and what is expected to happen with event-based technology in the marketplace soon. So to conclude, just to give you also some insight about Prophesee. So I started Prophesee 7 years ago in 2014. So it has been a fantastic journey since then. We started with the first collaboration with Pixion Vision for vision restoration of blind. And since then, since the foundation of the company, the journey has been fantastic. We open up new market opportunities in many other fields of applications, such as industrial, IoT, mobile, automotive. So we really believe that this new market opportunity, new multi-billion market opportunity will happen soon. In few numbers, Prophesee today is a company of more than 100 engineers. We are actually hiring right now. We are based in 5 locations in France, US, China, in Japan. We raised so far a bit more than 65 million euros with investors of the caliber of Sony, Intel, Bosch, Renault, Nissan, and some others. We are actually working with a growing ecosystem of more than 100 customers and partners. So overall, I believe that we are just at the beginning of this technology transformation in machine vision and artificial intelligence. Yet the momentum is actually very strong. The interest is growing, is very genuine, and the timing is the right one, as we clearly see new market needs for safety, for instance, for autonomy, for better immersive experience, for better, smoother human-machine interfaces, etc., etc. All these are emerging in fields of autonomous driving, augmented reality, image quality improvement in smartphones, Industry 4.0, IoT, etc., etc. So these needs are now opening up opportunities for new applications and therefore for new technology solutions. And event-based technology will be certainly one of the key technology to solve some of these challenges. So I would like to thank you for your attention, and I wish you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you very much.